I am posting this video because a candidate has asked in one of the groups raising some doubt. First of all, I would like to tell you this new norms that have been introduced in June. These are for resolution plans for loans above rupees 1500 crore and above only. That is the thing. So it is not applicable for loans below that 1500 majority of the loan structure. So here what the important points given are, it as per the new norms prescribed by RBI in June, it gives lenders 30 days to review an account in case of default. See why this has happened. Following the quashing of its revised framework for resolution of stressed assets by the Supreme Court in April, Reserve Bank of India on Friday, that is in June, issued a prudential framework for resolution of stressed assets, giving lenders leeway to review a borrower account within 30 days of default. However, it stipulates additional provisions in case of delayed implementation of resolution plan. The new framework gives lenders a breather from the 1 day default rule. Previously, it was only 1 day default rule, whereby they had to draw up a resolution plan for implementation within 180 days of the first default. It gives lenders bracket scheduled commercial banks, all India financial institutions and small finance banks 30 days to review the borrower account on default. Candidates in nutshell say what is happening. This circular has given, say prior to this circular there was strict regulation that they have to decide even by 1 day default in the resolution plan made, that too only about 1500 crore and above advances. But there some relaxation has come that 30 days time can be taken. Regarding the resolution strategy, during this review period, lenders may decide on the resolution strategy, including the nature of the RP and the approach for its implementation. Lenders may also choose to initiate legal proceedings for insolvency or recovery. Since default with any lender is a lagging indicator of financial stress faced by the borrower, the circular said it is expected that the lenders initiate the process of implementing an resolution plan even before a default. While the defunct circular was applicable only to scheduled commercial banks, excluding RRBs, and all India financial institutions, the new circular is also applicable to small finance banks and systemically important non-deposit taking, non-banking financial companies and deposit taking NBFCs. Yeah, so candidates, you need not get frightened over this. This is in respect of NPA. Some new suggestions have been given by RBI. That much you keep in mind. In cases where the aggregate exposure of a borrower to lenders, that is a company to lenders, scheduled commercial banks, all India financial institutions and small finance banks is rupees 2000 crore and above, RP has to be implemented within 180 days from the end of the review period, and the reference date has been set as June 7, 2019. In the case of borrowers in the 1500 crore and above but less than rupees 2000 crore category, January 1, 2020 has been set as the reference date for implementing the resolution plans. In the less than 1500 crore category, RBI will announce reference dates in due course. So additional provisions, if the implementation of a resolution plan crosses the stipulated 180 days from the end of the review period, the lenders have to make additional provisions of 20% of the outstanding loan. If this timeline exceeds 365 days, they further have to make a provision of 15%. Actually, from this, what we can know is that one, initially it is applicable for 2000 crore, then for 1500 crore to 2000 crore for the balance. So suggestions will be given by RBI in due course. And the most important point is the regarding say provision of additional provision of 20% of the outstanding loan, and also if it exceeds 365 days, then to make 15%, depending on the number of days for which this is happening. So that extra provision. So as candidates going for an interview, you don't have to confuse. You simply tell them that these provisions are requiring the uh, lenders to make extra provisions. So that is how it can be told. Here in this, they have given a brief of it. The lenders will get breather from 1 day default norm to they will get that relief. They will get a 30-day review period to frame a resolution strategy. Lender means what? The banks. They have to submit a weekly report to RBI on defaults by borrowers with exposure of rupees 5 crore and above. New norms also applicable to small finance banks and large NBFCs. These norms have been published on June 7, 2019. I have taken from Hindu Business Line. But candidates, let me tell you, this type of difficult questions will be asked only for, say, people who are already working in banks as clerks or or a PO in some other nationalized banks, and also say they may people working in small banks and all. Or sometimes this question may be asked to, say, commerce graduates. Other than that, I don't expect this type of question to be posed to, say, an engineering graduate or so. दोस्तों, ये पूरा सर्कुलर पढ़ने के बाद में इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट लास्ट इस स्लाइड में आपको मिलता है. इसमें क्या बोल रहे हैं? Lenders will get, that is banks will get a breather off from 1 day default, or they will get 30-day review period मिलेगा, or they have to submit a report for RBI defaults for exposure over 5 crore and above, weekly report. And these new norms are applicable to small finance banks also and large NBFCs besides scheduled commercial banks. पहले बोला हुआ है इनिशियली ये तो 2000 करोड़ का लोन के लिए तो अप्लीकेबल होगा. डिसाइडिंग डेट इज June 7. उसका बाद में 1500 to 2000 ये तो जनवरी 2020 से होगा, ऐसा बोल के नॉर्म्स आया. इन नटशल इसका बात यह है दैट इसका वजह से डिफॉल्ट हो गया एक इंस्टीट्यूशन बोलने से दूसरा इंस्टीट्यूशन, दे शुड टेक अ स्टैंड इमीडिएटली एंड टेक रिकवरी मेजर्स. इसी यही तो बात है. So as candidates preparing for interview, just know in June 7 RBI issued certain norms for provisioning, extra provisioning in respect of the accounts where resolution plans have been arrived. इतना समझने से ज्यादा हो जाएगा. ज्यादा आप अंडरस्टैंड समझने के लिए कोशिश करने से तो आपको कंफ्यूज हो जाएगा. बेस्ट ऑफ लक.